The Silverstone 2023 Grand Prix is one that certainly did not disappoint. And who would have guessed that Max Verstappen's lowest victory margin of the 2023 Formula 1 season, except behind the safety car finish at the Australian Grand Prix, would come at Silverstone with a McLaren as his closest challenger. This was McLaren's best overall finish since its 2020 Day of Days at Monza in 2021, its first podium since Imola 2022, almost 14 months ago, and its finest performance since when Norris nearly won the Russian Grand Prix in 2021. What does this mean for McLaren? Are they back? Or is it pure luck with their strategy and car characteristics on the Silverstone circuit? And if they're back, who will lose out? McLaren was suddenly the second fastest team on merit at Silverstone, and would have earned a double podium if the safety car had not been deployed at the wrong time, costing Oscar Piastri an important track position, and handing Lewis Hamilton a podium finish. Hamilton was blown away by what he dubbed the McLaren rocket ship, arguing that its Red Bull-inspired development strategy is the way Mercedes should go forward. So what exactly was their brilliant strategy? And why are they so fast all of a sudden? It's only one race, but it validates the team's decision to fast-track one of its latest major upgrades to Austria on Norris's car, which played to McLaren's inherent strengths: high speed, cool conditions, harder compound tyres that required hard work, and mitigated its weaknesses: low-speed corners, overworking the tyres in hotter conditions. Zak Brown believes McLaren is back in the game with this performance and outcome, but the very different challenge of Hungary, low-speed corners and softer tyres next time out, will be a huge test of that. Nevertheless, Lando Norris achieved his best ever performance at home, seizing an early lead before finishing second to Red Bull's Max Verstappen. During the safety car period caused by Kevin Magnussen's Haas stalling on track, he pitted and was assigned the hard Pirelli tyres, while Verstappen and third-place runner Hamilton were given the softs. It meant Norris had to work harder to warm up his tyres, with the two Britons thrillingly driving wheel-to-wheel between Brooklands and Copse on the first couple of laps back to racing speed. However, he was able to break Hamilton's DRS and finish second, his first podium since the Emilia-Romagna GP last year. Asked how the race was, Norris said, "Yeah, pretty insane. I just want to say a big thanks to the whole team. They've done an amazing job. None of this would be possible without the hard work that they've been putting in, so pretty amazing. Pretty insane to put up with the fight. They put me on hard tyres. I don't know why, they're still beginners in some things. But yeah, it was an amazing fight with Lewis to hold him off. I made a few too many mistakes maybe, but I did what I could. I brought the fight to Max for as long as possible. It's a long, lonely race when you're just in the middle, but it's amazing." Discussing his tyre strategy, Norris said he felt the softs made a bit more sense, but that it was all good given his second place finish. Norris added, "Yeah, I think they just wanted to give me a bit more of a test, I guess." That is what Zak said anyway. Probably Zak called the shots on that one. "Yeah, I mean, I wanted the softs. I feel like it made a bit more sense, especially with the safety car coming out, but I don't care. I'm P2, so all good." After all, Lando Norris astonished both friend and foe by finishing second in the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. On Saturday, the McLaren driver qualified P2. On Sunday, the Englishman ended in the exact spot where he began. Norris expressed his gratitude. "I guess little did I know that Lewis would still be here 15 years later and still going strong, so fair play to him. It's an honour to be able to race with these guys who've created history and been some of the best drivers ever to have come through Formula 1, Norris said. "So it is special, and I guess I want to be someone who can join in on those battles and be part of all of this and create some of my own history. So it's an honour, a privilege I guess, in many ways and exciting at the same time," said the McLaren driver, who has scored 42 points this Formula 1 season. But Norris wasn't happy about everything during the race, as he expressed his dissatisfaction with his tyres and McLaren teammate Oscar Piastri's missed podium finish at the British Grand Prix, which would have been the rookie's first in Formula 1. A fantastic weekend for the pair of improved McLaren MCL 60s resulted in Norris finishing second, and Piastri seemed set to join him on the podium when safety car timing hampered him. Piastri pitted moments before Kevin Magnussen abandoned his on-fire car. The Haas pulled over to the side of the track, and thanks to the involvement of the safety car, Mercedes driver Lewis Hamilton lost less time during his pit stop, finishing slightly ahead of Piastri. After a 14-lap post-safety car battle, the 22-year-old finished a second behind Hamilton. "I feel for him, to be honest. He should be sitting here," said Norris during the post-race press conference that features the podium finishers. "If things went to plan and there wasn't a safety car, so it's a bit of a shame. He deserved his first podium in Formula 1. I think it would have been amazing for us as Team McLaren, and celebrating our 60th anniversary, Google Chrome livery, all of these things. To share it, the podium, I think would have been pretty special. And he deserved it. He's been on top form all weekend. Yeah, he's been pushing me an insane amount, which is a good thing. It's raised the level of what we do as a team. Norris went on to add that Silverstone wasn't a Piastri breakthrough, but rather a continuation of his strong start to life in F1, which was accentuated by the impact of the MCL60's modifications. All year he's been good. It's not like he's just turned up here and been strong, said Norris. He's been good since day one in the car. Makes my life tough sometimes, added Norris, chuckling. I don't always like it, but it's a good thing. At the end of the day, it makes me a better driver too. I feel for him and the team. We did everything we should have done to be P2 and P3, so it's a shame he's not sat here too. But yeah, he'll have his chances. He's driving very well, he's doing a very good job, and if we can improve the car a little bit more, we can be here a lot more often. And I'm sure he's going to have his fair few times of being here too. Piastri, whose 4th place result more than quadrupled his 2023 points total, admitted his irritation with the timing of the safety car, but was eager to emphasise on how amazing it had been to be in that position in the first place. The Australian started 3rd in Sunday's race before dropping behind Lewis Hamilton to finish 4th due to his pit stop being too close to the safety car. Although it hurts to be so close to a podium, Piastri noted, it was encouraging that both McLaren drivers were able to cling to Verstappen for most of the race. Given that it was his first race with the team's upgrade package, Piastri conceded that it was not bad at all, adding that there's still a bit more to come. I've got the new front wing next weekend that Lando had, which is exciting, he said. A couple more other bits. So yeah, nice to know that we're fighting here, and we still have a little bit more to come. So clearly the upgrades are a massive step forward. I think they're a good step forward over one lap. But the race pace is clearly where we've made a massive jump. I think going into the race, I was maybe slightly cautious that we might hit reverse a little bit, like we have done previously. But if anything, it was even stronger than Austria, so that was super exciting. Yeah, it hurts a little bit to be P4, when we were looking on for a podium for so long, and a bit unlucky with the safety car timing. But I'm just so happy that I'm disappointed with 4th place, instead of what we've been disappointed with earlier in the season. Asked how it felt to fight Verstappen, Piastri said, "Pretty exciting to be honest. When I got off the line and I was like, okay, I've got the best out of everyone here, and had to find somewhere to go and run out of space. But I think the more exciting part was being able to hang on to the back of him for a few laps, and even for the rest of the race. It wasn't like he was stupidly quicker than us. So that was very exciting. To be genuinely second quickest team today exceeded all our expectations. So yeah, nice to be back in front." It hurt Piastri to miss out on a podium spot due to the safety car. He added, "We executed everything we could. We were pulling away from the cars behind, all to be 1 second too far behind, pretty much when the safety car came out. So it hurts a little bit. But again, I'm so happy that I'm disappointed with P4, as opposed to what it has been earlier in the season. Piastri surely looks like the real deal this season, and Zach Brown must be over the moon by the fact that he snatched him up from Alpine's garage last year. McLaren surely have 2 of the best youngsters on the grid right now, and if their upgrades keep improving them massively, they could challenge for podiums more often. And McLaren's resurgence has happened under the lead of new team boss Andrea Stella, who has taken over since this year, and it's safe to say he was happy about the result. This is a great team result at the British Grand Prix. It comes at the end of a very strong weekend for the MCL60, in which we've been able to compete at the top on both single lap pace during qualifying and now across race stints also. We've struggled in the past with the latter, but today it allowed us to capitalise on an excellent performance yesterday. It's a real shame for Oscar. He should have been on the podium, but the timing of the safety car meant that we lost a position and he finished 4th. But that takes nothing away from the strong weekend he's had and the incredible race he drove. I'm delighted for Lando. He got to enjoy a beautiful moment in front of his home crowd after an excellent performance. My final thoughts are for everyone who made this happen. The men and women at McLaren have worked very hard to turn the situation around this year and get us into this position, and our fans have supported us even when we've been struggling. This result is for all of them. I hope we can have more days like this in the future. What are your thoughts on McLaren's resurgence? Do you see them challenging for podium places more often during the remainder of the season? And what about next year? Could they be able to further enhance their developments and challenge the rest of the grid from the start next season? Let us know your thoughts on McLaren's performance in the comments down below. We've certainly been impressed by them and are hoping they can continue this upward spiral and perhaps challenge Red Bull in the latter stages of the season.